Greetings and welcome back to the third day of Reassembly, where we already have one of our new drone boats out there killing things. I have made a slight update to its base design, however, that I want to quickly cover. The Titan bot has been expanded. The Titan bot has many more drones now. This is quite a formidable drone boat at this point. We have got drones all along these rear wings as well as the extra little bit of room there. I suppose I could put an extra one on the front, but I'm not really sure that I should. I think this is enough. We don't want to go complete overkill with it. It currently costs 3,450p, so I'm generally trying to keep all of the main ships roughly around the same kind of price range. But we are going to be getting straight to building a new ship. But before we do, I just thought everyone might like to see just what the drone boat, and this is in its original form, can do. Just look at the death that its millions of drones are able to put out there. If nothing else, they can act as meat shields for all of the plant missiles. Go on, little drones, soak up those missiles. There we go. Now, I better go somewhere safe so we can build. Stop being alive. There we go. I shall leave you to it. Enjoy. Enjoy. I'm going this way, where it's not quite as crazy and lag-inducing. Let's go and set up here, maybe? I don't know. Somewhere around here will do. Oh, there's more plants. Bloody plants everywhere. Okay, we'll go sit over here. This will be safe. I'm sure of it. Okay, there we are now. Let us get to building. Now, today we're going to be building a bit more of a mothership class vessel. Let's expand this. We're going to start off with some heavy armor. We will want a small version of that, then a large version. There we go. Well, I say that, but thinking about it, how about we do something like this instead? Because we all know how much I like having the power kind of blocked in. I'm quite a fan of that these days. Yeah, let's do this. We'll set it up like this. That way, we can have the power kind of blocked in these little areas here. Let's get rid of that. So, as usual, we just make a little nest of these. I'll just build it separately. I might even leave this off to the side so I can use it as a kind of a temporary pallet. I wish there was a way to do that, to custom design groupings, and then I can use them and just move them around as needed. I'll leave that off to the side for now. There we go. Now in the middle here, I could move this entire section back one and do that. That way, I've got room to put these at the top and at the bottom as well. And for the type of ship that we're making, I think it's going to be important to do that. Okay, so there we go. That's our basic cockpit block. We want the cock block, if you please. There we go. We've got our power there. We're going to need some shielding, but maybe not as much. Well, maybe. No, I'll just have an extra chunk of power right there. We'll have some shielding out around the back for protection of the rear thrusters, but otherwise we should be good. Right, there we are. That's our base. From this, everything else is going to grow. Now we're going to, again, I'm really fond of this setup of thrusters, if you haven't been able to tell. That's 6. We'll go 7, 8. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10. A 10 thruster block. It's actually quite a lot, but we'll live with it. Will you move correctly? Can I drag you? Rotate you? Yes, I can. Fantastic. Let's get you all set up. Now, we'll add some extra thrusters on this one, but for now, that's good enough. We'll have a shield there, and another shield here as well. Now, we are going to want an awful lot of protection for this ship, because this is going to be a mothership, and motherships deserve an awful lot of protection as well, you are aware. In fact, what we're going to do here is we're going to have the 2 shields there. We're going to get rid of this little shield in the middle. We're going to replace a harvester there. Okay, that gives us plenty of protection around the cockpit area. We are going to want to draw stuff out along the sides here, but... well, I guess the biggest question really is, where are we going to put the factory? Do we want the mothership to spew ships out in front, out to the back, or out to the sides? If we go to the sides, we'll have 2 factories. Whereas if we go to the back, we'll have 1. Likewise if we go to the front. But I was also asked to ensure that there is ample storage on this vessel, so I intend to do that. Let's get you there. There we go. We'll start padding this out with plenty of armor at the back. We do not want any harm coming to our mothership. No, 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 no. And in fact, at that point, I can just get rid of this side. And I'll just build one side out first. That would seem a little bit more sensible, wouldn't it? Yes. Some days. Now, if we go for a side factory, then I'm tempted to have it mounted on some sort of arm coming out there to affix the factory to. Maybe we could then have this building out from inside, maybe? Or possibly would that be too much? I'm not sure. We could do this, because ultimately that is going to be a bit of a problem to defend. We can easily increase the defense by doing this on each side, of course, for symmetry's sake. That will offer some protection to the entire factory. Not quite enough, though. How about we just do away with that and have one single shield in the middle rather than spending all of our power on shields? Having chunky armor is good enough for the most part. There we go. That's coming along now. We are going to lose out a little bit there because they're not quite going to be able to build in that position. They might still be able to, but I doubt it. Well, what I'm worried about is that little nook there. But we should be okay. Now, as a mothership, I'm not going to give this vessel very much in the way of armor. Sorry, armor? No, we're given a lot of armor. I mean guns. Pretty much the opposite of armor, really, when you think of it. Oh, my lord, where's my brain today? It has one purpose, and it's going to do that purpose very, very well, I hope. Now, we're going to have... Am I perhaps building this too chunky? I think maybe I am. I think maybe I'm getting a little bit suckered into that. Let's go a different route. We can have that affixed there, or we can just rotate this around and have it pulled back. Maybe something like that. And then, you know what? Yeah, this I kind of like more. Let's rotate that around. Let's fix that in there. Draw you out. There we go. Let's not get too obsessed with making this enormous. It doesn't need to be. That's an aesthetic choice. And it is possibly a bad one. Let's instead focus on something like this. That looks like a nice sort of rear cockpit section. We can do away with that as well if we really want to. And instead have you shrunk in, brought in there. Take these out. Copy across. There we go. That's a lot nicer now. Much more shapely. I prefer it. I really do. We'll do the same on this side. So 2, 3, copy that over. Copy this one over there. Then we've got that little edge there. Now, thing is, although it's going to be able to build, and it'll be building all the way back here, I don't want it to be just a big blob in the middle. Right, we don't need that anymore. I've got plenty of examples of it in the main ship. What I would ideally like is for this to have a bit of shape out here. Maybe even the factory should go over there. Because then it's almost like fighter bays in a way. I kind of like that idea. Let's do away with you. Let's grab the entirety over here. And add this. And that. No, we don't need that. Okay. Grab all of this. Should all fit in nice and square like. I didn't rotate it, did I? That was silly of me. But it's fine. The nice thing with this is it's pretty much exactly the same shape. There we go. So that's the rear of our mothership right now. Could we do anything to make it look a little bit neater, maybe? Probably. There we go. Bit of an axe head at the moment. As for the rear thrusters, perhaps we could have one of you right at the back here. That is a little bit too big. But if we do this, then we can. And perhaps we could just sink that in. Or do this. You know what? I kind of like that. I mean, it's going to add an awful lot of mass to this ship, but it is a mothership at the end of the day. Okay, right. Well, we are going to want a long neck of these blocks. About 3, and then we'll have a shield. The power can all stay at the back. In fact, later on, I will come back this way and see if I can't improve that just slightly. Of course, we're using harvesters, aren't we? I don't know. Alright, plop in that shield. Another shield there, another shield there. That gives us a nice neck for the mothership. Beautiful, in fact. We probably will have additional shields along the way as well. Of course, we don't want it to be just that easy to break this ship, so let's expand you out. Place that in there. Move that up. Okay, we're getting some nice shape to this. And shrink that right down. And rotate it. There we go. That actually looks really nice. Let's copy this across and rotate. I'm really getting into actually just making ships now out of armor and hull components lately. And I'm pleased with this because for the longest time it had to be doing something for me to even consider it. But now I've seemed to have developed the ability to just think in terms of the hull blocks. And it is greatly enhancing the build, I feel. Let's drag you down there. Let's just paint this out. We want an extra row of armor along the neck because it's quite an important part of the ship. And we want another 3 there, another 2 up here. Okay. Now, this is where we're going to have a combination of storage, which would affix... Ooh. Oh, that's nice. That's actually really nice. I like that. So we've got some storage there. We can have some extra storage going down along the neck. Like so. It's not going to completely connect to each other, but that's fine. I want it to connect into the armor, not the ship itself. I mean, that does look nice to me. But then, when compared to all of this, which has nice, even spacing, it starts to lose its charm a little. Now, I think the best thing to do would be to create a little sort of place a little nook to sit these in. Little safe spot for them. Something like that, maybe. Could I fit these along the side? Yes, I can. Ah, I'm starting to think with these blocks as well. And I'm very pleased with that also. Now we could have a little slot like that. Yes, perfect. Let's copy that over, then rotate it. And you should be able to fit nice and snug in there. Now this is purely storage at the moment, which is not the greatest. It would be good to have extra along the lines of... Let's rotate that around. Place that in there. Now we could build this out in a way. We could just go ahead and have fairly large storage reaching out. But we would lack any real defense around that then, which is not ideal. Let's think. Maybe if I move this across some. Let's pull that away. Also keep that there. How will this work? If I have that connected there, and then another one. Yeah, we'll go with that instead. We'll go with the original idea in a way. So there we go. We've got our banks of storage. That should be enough storage to pretty much keep anything or build anything that we're making right now. And that's the idea that I've had in my head moving into this build, is it's going to have to be able to build all of the new ships that we're making. Now this should be able to store a huge amount of resources, at least 6,000. Plus our larger power generators all along there, which are helping with that. Now then, the factory. The factory itself, I guess we've more or less created a spot for the factory, and that's going to be at the very, very head of the ship. Now, do we want to just go ahead with a simple design, or do we want something a little bit more swanky? I think the answer is rather obvious. We want something a little bit more swanky, and we're going to add a little bit of extra power there to power all of these huge amounts of shields that we're building. Now, I could get really silly and have the shields... Tempted. Very tempted, in fact. Yes, we're going to do that, even though I've just called it silly. I don't care. Let's go. There we go. Lots of shields. Shields for the shield god. I'll get rid of you. We don't really want to be that silly. We may have a shield right at the back there, but this area is fairly lightly armored, whereas this one's very heavily armored. I don't think we need too many shields, but nevertheless, I'm going to do it anyway. If you're going to sin, you may as well go the whole way. Okay, so this mothership now has a huge, frankly, obnoxious amount of storage. What we're going to do at the front then is we need somewhere for our factories. We could even have the factories just along the side here with a neck that kind of protects them. Actually, I really like that idea. I mean, it's not as distinctive as I was thinking, but at the same time, there is definitely a certain allure to it. Let's pull you out, because I quite like this shape here. And we want to allow it to have about 2 space. This way it should be able to build on all 5 edges there. And rotate this, slot that in there. Okay, now we are cooking with fire. We will add these in. Grow this up. There we are. Perfect. We could even have a shield section right at the front there. That all works together very, very well. And you'll notice that, yes, I'm using an awful lot of hull. The thing is, any of these single blocks can be replaced by, for example, flak. Or anything, really, that can help protect the ship. Now, I'm thinking we need this at max size. Rotated about there. There we go. We're creating the distinctive sort of head to this ship now. Perhaps we can even have... Maybe we can manage this to pull down a little bit. I'd like that. I'd like it if we could do that. Let's see. I'm not sure, though. Might be asking for an awful lot. No. No, that doesn't really look too good. It was an interesting idea, but I don't think it worked out too well. I do still like having the curve there, though. Let's rotate that. Yeah, we'll go with that. Unless something else jumps out at me. Speaks to me, sings to me, perhaps. Maybe we'll draw this out a little bit. And fill that in. Oops. There we go. That gives us a little bit more room to play with, but I'm not sure we need it. I'm just not completely settled on the shape that we should have here at the top. Let's grow this out. I could bring that in nice and tidy, but at the same time, I'm not sure I want to. Let's create a bit of a nose here, something that's drawing out. We'll shrink this down. We should be able to fit 2 of them, and then we can have this long nose there. I really like this kind of bird of prey style beak that we've got going, and we'll fill that out. Not the best organization of the shields, so what we could do instead, in fact, we could just have 3 of them up here if we really wanted to, like so, so that the front of the ship is even harder to break through. So right now we've got 2 factories right at the front. Is that necessarily the best idea? I wonder. Might it not be a little bit more clever to have the factories closer to the rear of the vessel? Could do that if I move those away. I could have these nestled in there. I would lose some building capability, but at the same time, it would be very much more protected. Also, that could go up there. This could, this is working out well. A little bit better than I was expecting. There we go, and we'll take you, connect you there. Oop, no, I don't want to do that. Didn't want to do that either. So there we are. The factories are right there, right at the back. We'll do away with a large chunk of this neck section. There we go, and the head can all come down then. Connect there. I like that. This is looking like a nice little factory mothership. I could, if I really absolutely wanted to, have another 2 factories. And there is a part of me that's wondering if that might not be a good idea. Let's just copy you, because it's a fairly simple design to emulate, and pull that down. Then we just need to insert the 2 other factories. So there we go. We've got a 4-factory mothership. That is a little bit more fitting for a mothership. I think that makes an awful lot of sense. We've got 3 shields at the front. We've got a whole lot of shields at the back. We should be safe from pretty much anything trying to take us on. At this point, my main focus then is going to be to increase its defensive capabilities. We don't want anything breaking through this ship, because it's not going to be heavily armed. It's not meant for that. This is meant to protect itself by spawning an entire fleet that will do the killing for it, not having to get its hands dirty itself. Yeah, I do like that. The harvester there will increase its resource gathering range. It's got plenty of resource gatherers. I'm really quite proud of this little ship here. The only thing I could do is perhaps... If I get rid of that, could I have another shield back here? I think maybe I can, if I do this. And I kind of like the idea of it. Oh no, that's the wrong one. I want to mirror this one. There we go. We are going to have all of the shields. There we go. That is a better shield design for around the thruster. Get rid of you 3. Slide this into place. Absolutely fantastic. Very few things are going to be able to puncture this awesome vessel. Well, I say that. Odds are probably quite a few things will. Now I can add a few things in. I could easily have just a direct plasma weapon at the front. But let's face it, this vessel is not exactly the most maneuverable, let's say. I think we need something else for that. Now, we could easily have drones. Drones all around the outside, but I'm not sure that is the right idea here. Likewise, I'm not really fond of the idea of just loading this up with heavy weapons. I think this should be built to purpose, and I shouldn't try to make every ship do everything. I'm going to insist that I follow my original design plan, and that is not to make this into a fighter. We'll add some point defense, but that is really all we're going to be doing. We will want point defense down here as well. Now, it's going to have a lot of point defense, mind you. It's a mothership at the end of the day. You know, if you're going to protect anything, protect your mothership. There we go. And every single time I say the word mothership, I think of Homeworld. See what you've done to me, game? You've infected my brain. There are certain words now I can't say without thinking about you. And longing. And then feeling really sad because it plays Adagio for strings in D minor when you came back to your home planet and everyone was dead. Spoiler alert there. Sorry, anyone who hasn't played the game. But man, the feels! It was truly a space opera. No. Let's not do that. Let's put the flak cannons on either side. That way it doesn't necessarily interfere. There we go. Fantastic. Alright, I'm fairly happy with the amount of flak that we've got going. The mothership should be able to fight off fighters. For anything else, it'll have its numerous children to do the fighting for it. And that seems perfectly acceptable to me. Let's pad this out. We'll have 2 extra flak guns at the back there. This is a fairly expensive vessel, but it's not really going to be doing much. I do feel a little bit sad because, you know, it all it has is piddling flak cannons, but at the same time, it's a mothership. It could be building... It's got enough storage to be able to build 2 of our large sort of missile cruisers or anything, really. No, this is fine. This is fine. I'm happy with the amount of flak cannons that we have. That should be good enough. Okay, so that means that the wait is over. We are going to be naming this ship. And the ship is going to be named TheTess. Now, I had a quick look up about this to find out what the meaning behind the name was. Apparently, I think it's a League of Legends player, but this name was requested by Rud Mace. I hope I pronounced your surname correctly, M-A-E-S. In Welsh, that would be mice. But no, Rud Mace, the HMSS, TheTess, is now created in your honor. And you have won the 3rd day of reassembly. There we go. We'll put TheTess into the Flying Staplers build queue. We have now got a fleet mostly made up of 3,000 P ships. That is no small thing to be able to boast. Of course, as with the previous episodes, I shall be sending Rud a YouTube private message with instructions on how to claim the key, and anyone who would like to be in with the running on the next episode, that is the opportunity to win the 4th key, should post a comment on this video. But be aware, in the interest of diversity, if you've seen that someone else has already had a ship that was made using the basic idea that you had for your ship, for example, missile cruiser, drone boat, mothership, then try to think of something else if you're going to be suggesting a ship at all. I will generally prefer to have a bit more diversity in the fleet. However, that being said, don't worry, if you really want another missile ship, that doesn't put you out of the running. It's purely Chaoticles picking these numbers, so if your comment happens to say build a missile ship, well, I'll just be obliged to build a missile ship. But there we go. Flying Staplers, you have a new ship. We should probably add... Oh wow, if I attack something... This is fantastic. The Nebuchadnezzar's drones launch. No, wait, that's not the Nebuchadnezzar. I'm forgetting the names of the ships. That is the Titanbot. The Titanbot's drones target it. That's absolutely fantastic, because the Titan bot is in my fleet. It sets its target as whatever I'm trying to kill. So all of a sudden, all of its drones set their target as what I'm trying to kill. Oh, look at that. That is gloriousness. True and utter gloriousness. But that is it from me. I do hope you've liked this episode and will be joining me for the next. But until then, and as always, do take care.